Hello and welcome. We are at week 8 of our 12-week Hatha for Women's Health program. So we've set a really nice foundation. We've had lots of repetition. We've got a pretty good routine happening with our practice. So I hope that you're feeling a little bit independent and confident in your practice, and that you're starting to feel this kind of sense of autonomy that when you arrive and flow between each technique, that it feels kind of familiar and you feel pretty good, pretty comfortable doing what you're doing. So tonight we're going to add a little bit of an accent around the hips. So working on stretching the hips, strengthening the hips, and hopefully this will help with hamstrings and lower back as well. So just that whole region, which tends to get a little bit tense for us girls. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's practice. Welcome, Sonia. And yeah, let's get started. Sitting comfortably on your mat, placing your hands in your lap, and just allowing yourself to arrive. Maybe starting to close down at the eyes. And letting go of your external environment as you draw your awareness to your body, your breath, and your internal experience. And feeling your legs and hips grounding down as you lift up into your spine. Feeling soft and heavy through your lower body. And feeling lifted and light through your upper body. And now bringing your awareness to your breath. And just noticing the natural rhythm of your breath as you inhale and exhale. And starting to smooth out your breath by consciously inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4, just going in your own rhythm. It doesn't have to be 4 exact seconds, just trying to balance the length of the inhalation with the length of the exhalation. And if you feel yourself naturally slowing down your breath, perhaps naturally deepening or lengthening your exhalation even, just going with whatever your body is naturally feeling inclined towards. Already setting the tone for the rest of your practice by really allowing yourself to tune into your natural rhythm. And let's take one more round of your breath. And exhale completely, and we'll move into 5 rounds of Guranga breathing. So taking a breath in, and say the sound, Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. One more. Goranga. And come back to your regular breathing pattern. And if you like, you can keep your eyes kind of half closed for this initial kind of somatic practice. We'll start by taking our hands interlocked behind our head and allow your head to drop back into your hands, lifting your chin and pressing your elbows back, opening up through the chest. Keep grounding down through your hips. And then we'll exhale, draw the chin in toward the chest, bringing the elbows toward each other as you lower your head forward. Inhale, raise the head, open your elbows, lift your chin, feeling your head drop back into your hands, and then simultaneously lifting gently your hands into your head to lengthen through your neck. Exhaling, lowering your chin toward your chest, elbows coming in toward each other, and then again just allowing your hands to draw your head down so you get a nice stretch through the back of your neck. And we'll do that a couple more times, but this time feel free to move in your own time with your breath and also really exaggerate drawing your head back. And as you come forward, allow your head, your upper body, your shoulders to drop forward a little. Let's do one more time each way. And inhale, come back to center, keeping your hands where they are, elbows out to the side. We're going to do a little bit of around the world, so just make sure you're grounded through your hips. And we're going to go right elbow down toward the right knee, and the left elbow will come down toward the right elbow, and then roll forward. Left elbow to the left knee, open up the right elbow, and up. So that was kind of the formal way to explain it, but really it just feels like you kind of drop your whole body forward and curl the elbows in, curl the head forward, the upper body forward, and feel into all the fascia, your muscles kind of pulling and tugging through the back of your neck, your scalp, all the way down your shoulders and down your back. So it's a little bit of free movement, but you're generally going in this kind of round the world circular motion. And you can make it all the way up to the top if you like. You can even go all the way around for a few rounds and then change directions or just go back and forth. So just exploring where those areas of tension are and moving in a way that serves to help stretch and release through those particular areas. Let's do just a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, coming back to center. And then last one in that kind of movement is to take your forearms to the floor, folding forward. And then inhale, raising the left arm up, pressing down into your lower forearm as you reach the top arm up, reaching up into your fingertips. And so you're feeling the lower ribs spiraling through. It's like a seated, open, thread the needle kind of experience. And lower the left arm down. Inhaling the right arm up. Press down into your lower forearm as you reach up into your top fingertips. And release. Both palms to the floor. Let your head hang heavy. Take a breath. And pulling yourself forward, coming up onto all fours. And we'll take about 5 rounds of cat-cow. Shoulders stacked above the wrists, hips stacked above your knees, moving with your breath. Inhaling to tilt your pelvis forward, looking forward, broadening through your collarbones. Exhaling, rounding through your spine in the opposite direction. Inhale, open and lengthen. Exhale, lengthening your spine in the opposite direction. Moving with your breath. And making your way back to a neutral spine position. Inhaling to raise the right leg up. And keeping your right hip rolling down as you raise your foot high. Then we'll exhale, bringing the knee in toward the chest. Press the floor away as you round through your chest, really driving your knee up. Inhale to lengthen back. Exhale, driving the knee through. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And bring the knee to the floor. Inhale the left leg up, keeping the left hip rolling down. Nice and strong through your upper body, press your palms into the floor. Exhale, driving the knee in toward the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale last time. And lowering your knees to the floor. Take a breath. Moving into thread the needle, inhaling to raise the right arm up. And exhaling, taking your arm down and through, bringing your shoulder to the floor, resting your cheek to the floor. Inhaling the left arm up and exhaling, placing your hand on your sacrum or wrapped in front of your right thigh. Drawing back into your sitting bones and taking the top shoulder back. So you're opening up through the chest, drawing the lower ribs through, and feeling a gentle squeeze in between the shoulder blades for a nice little stretch. Breathing as you hold. One more breath on this side. And unraveling, bringing both hands to the floor. Coming back to all fours. On your next inhale, raising the left arm up, reaching up into your fingertips, and then exhaling, taking your arm down and through, left shoulder to the floor. Resting your cheek on the floor, inhaling, floating the right arm up, and placing your hand on your sacrum or in front of your left thigh. Drawing your top shoulder back. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Release. Press yourself up. Moving your hands forward slightly, tucking your toes and lifting your hips back into downward dog. As always, warming up into the pose first, so just checking that your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide, and bending your knees, lifting your hips high, and playing with drawing your belly and your thighs in toward each other. And then also playing with lifting and lowering your heels, alternating from side to side. Good. Now raising both heels high, lifting into the hips as you lift high into your heels, and then exhaling, lowering both heels down toward the floor, settling into downward dog. Now, anytime this feels too much, just dropping your knees to the floor, coming into either tabletop position or even just resting in child's pose and making your way back up into the pose if and when you feel ready. One more breath here, and then we're going to add
a variation to work into our hips and hamstrings. So just walking your feet so that they're nice and close together into the midline. Then inhaling to slowly raise the right leg up into three-legged dog. So as you find yourself in this position, just trying to keep the right hip rolling down and pressing the left heel down toward the floor. Staying nice and strong through your shoulders and holding here. And as your hips and hamstrings start to yield a little, you might be able to raise the leg a little higher. And then opening up the hips, so you're stacking your hips on top of one another, bending through the right knee, bringing your right heel in toward the left hip. Keep pressing the floor away with your palms. And gently working that knee back. And now slowly coming back to center. If you need to take a break between sides, just coming down onto your knees. Lowering your right foot to the floor, take a breath. I can definitely feel my shoulders working. And then inhaling, taking the left leg up. So raising that left leg. The right heel is working down toward the floor, maybe on the floor. Keeping the left hip working down as the leg raises up. And then rolling the hips open, stacking them on top of one another, bending through the knee, bringing your heel down toward your hip. And sending that knee back for more of a stretch. And straightening up, rotating the hips back to center, lowering your foot to the floor. And we're going to go straight into a lunge position. So stepping your right foot forward and dropping your back knee down to the floor. Sweet relief. So feeling that nice balancing out after being inverted. And also the relief of just alleviating our shoulders. Hand to your front knee. Let's lift and lower. Lifting through the hips. Lifting up through the pelvic floor. Exhale to lower down. One more time, lift up. Exhale. Option to keep your hands resting on your front thigh or raise the arms up for just a couple of breaths. Good, and exhaling, lowering your hands to the floor. Taking a brief moment in half split, sending your hips back and straightening out through your front leg, staying folded over your front leg. And then sending your hips forward again and walking your right foot to the outside of your mat, placing both hands to the floor. And with your knee and your shoulder working in toward each other, allowing your hips to move down toward the floor in a nice diagonal lunge position. Lizard or dragon. Further still, you can come down onto two forearms. Or option to go left forearm to the floor, running parallel to the end of your mat, and take your right hand to rest on top of your right knee, turning to look over your shoulder. Just a couple more breaths here. And come back to center. Both hands to the floor, walking your right foot across to the left side of your mat, bringing your heel in front of your hip, and settling into pigeon. And just being mindful, it's still early on in our practice, so your body might still be warming up and loosening up, so just being really gentle with your hip. Starting by lengthening tall so that you're lengthening out of your lower back, squaring your hips with the left hip rolling down, maintaining that length through your upper body, walking your hands forward and folding forward over your front leg. Settling into a nice steady breathing pattern. Good, just a couple more breaths here.
And carefully press yourself up. Coming back into upright position first. Then hands to the floor, tuck your toes, and we'll step back into downward dog or child's pose. I always like to do a bit of a downward dog or plank or some kind of stretch out through the backs of my legs after pigeon, just to help release that flow. Then taking the left leg forward, back knee to the floor, flatten out your back foot, and placing your hands resting on your thigh. And then moving with your breath to inhale, lift, and then exhale, lowering the hips. Inhale, lifting through your pelvic floor, feeling everything drawing up, and then exhale, soften. One last time, inhale, lift. Exhale. Option to keep the hands resting on the front knee or raise the arms up. Holding here for just a few more breaths. Exhaling, hands to the floor. Sending your hips back, flexing your toes back toward you. Take a breath here. And rocking your hips forward again, walking your front foot to the outer edge of your mat, placing your hands on the floor underneath your shoulders, and finding yourself in a nice diagonal lunge stretch. And gently working your upper arm and your knee in toward each other. And if you'd like to take it further, making your way down onto your forearms, or perhaps just your right forearm running parallel to the end of the mat and your left hand resting on top of your leg. All right, making your way back up. Coming back onto your hands, walking your foot across to the other side of your mat, and then bringing your heel in front of your right hip as you lower your hips to the floor, coming into pigeon. And just being mindful that each side might feel different, so listening to your body and not forcing both sides to look or feel the same. Setting yourself up with a nice long spine and then folding forward, maintaining that length in your spine. Keeping the right hip rolling down, and then relax forward. One more breath. Making your way back up. Hands to the floor, tuck your back toes and lift back into a nice stretchy kind of downward dog. And then walking your feet forward to meet your hands. And let's do a slow roll up to standing. Finding yourself at the top of your mat, and we'll go through 3 rounds of sun salutations. As always, please move and modify at a pace and a level that suits you. All right, grounding down through your feet, reaching into the crown of your head. Inhaling, raising your arms up, looking to your thumbs. Exhaling as you fold forward, bringing your hands to the floor, maybe bending through your knees if needed. Inhaling, flat back, drawing in through your belly as you lengthen your spine. Exhaling, hands to the floor, jump or step back into plank. Navel drawing in as you lower down. Inhaling through cobra or upward dog, being mindful of your spine. And exhaling, lifting back into downward dog, holding here for 3 breaths.
And looking between your hands and jumping or stepping your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Hands come together above the head. Exhaling, arms down by your sides. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, jump or step back. And lower down. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, lift back into downward dog. Holding for 3 breaths. Good. Looking between your hands and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Last round, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Plank, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, downward dog, holding for 3. Exhale completely, jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, arms down by your sides, and take a breath. Moving through chair now, inhaling, sweeping the arms down and up as you bend through your knees, dropping down into your hips, and sitting in an imaginary chair, scooping in through your belly. Option to stay here holding or moving through a revolved variation. If you're coming on this journey, bringing your palms together in prayer position, and the more you press your palms together in this pose, the more it will help you with your rotation and opening through your chest. So taking the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, and then turning to look over your right shoulder. Right elbow, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Just in case I said that back to front. And pressing your palms together, looking over your shoulder, opening up through the chest and bringing the ribs through, lower ribs through. One more breath here. Inhale, seeing if you can hold chair position. Exhaling over to the other side. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Press your palms together, feeling the lower ribs really coming forward, coming through. Looking over your left shoulder. One more breath. Keep pressing down through your feet. Legs are nice and strong. And then inhale, coming through chair. And then standing up. Exhale. Now stepping your feet hip distance apart. Hands to your hips, lift and lengthen through your spine and fold forward, taking your hands to blocks or belt under your feet if needed. Otherwise, coming forward. First 2 fingers looped around your big toes. And inhale to lift and lengthen into a flat back. Exhaling to curl forward into forward fold. Moving with your breath, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. 3 more rounds, moving in your own time. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to fold. Engaging your thighs. And on your 5th round, exhaling and drawing in, holding in for another few breaths. Drawing against your toes to help move your upper body closer toward your thighs. Maybe a soft, gentle little lift through the belly to help you fold a little deeper. And then slowly release your hands. Taking your hands to your hips as you press down into your feet and come back up to standing. Arms by your sides and relax. Okay. So from the top of our mat, we're going to go through a standing sequence now, stepping the left foot back, starting with warrior one on the right side. Your front feet, all of them, your front foot and toes are facing forward, bending through the front knee, stacking your knee just above your ankle. And your back foot's turned out slightly or turned in slightly. Tomato, tomato. And raising your arms up, shoulders down away from your ears so that you've got some space between the shoulders and ears, but still keep reaching up, strong through the fingers. And then don't shy away from deepening into that front knee bend, dropping the thigh down toward the floor, maybe running parallel to the mat. And then opening out to the side. Heel toeing the front foot across so that your front heel is now aligned with the middle of your back foot. And then again, dropping down into that front knee. Aligning your shoulders above your hips and taking your arms out at shoulder height, turning to look just beyond your fingertips. And not being afraid to see if you can drop down just a little deeper, holding here for just a couple more breaths. And taking it back, exhale. And then inhale, open and lengthen, hold. And coming forward, side angle. Either forearm to the floor, hand to the floor. I love to use a block for this pose. Hand to the block right by your foot. And then take the left arm down, spiraling it up and over so that your upper arm can come just above your left ear. Turning to look up toward the sky. Keeping the hips lifted. Good. And release. Coming back up to stand. Changing sides. Let's just turn our feet forward for a moment. Take a breath. Now turning the left toes out to point and bringing the right toes in slightly. And your feet are hip distance apart, bending through the front knee, stacking your knee above your ankle. Raising your arms up. Challenging yourself a little here, dropping the hips down. And trying to keep your shoulders square with the front of the mat, allowing that right hip to naturally draw back, creating a bit of a twist through your lower body. Opening out to warrior two. Heel toeing the front foot across. And dropping down into your front thigh. Arms out at shoulder height, turning to look just beyond your fingertips. Let's drop down. Yes. Yes, yes. And taking it back, reverse warrior. Take a nice big breath here. And then exhale, coming forward, forearm to rest on the thigh or hand to the floor or a block. Inhale, sweeping the right arm up now to come just above the right ear, turning to look up. Pressing down into your back foot, pressing down into your front foot, gently lifting through the hips,
Squeezing the glutes. Good, and lift up. And turn the toes in. Heel toe your feet back together. Take a breath, give your legs a little shake. Now stepping our feet out wide. Hands to your hips, lifting up nice and tall through your spine as you fold forward, taking your hands to the floor. And folding your upper body forward. So if you're familiar with wide-legged standing forward fold and some of the variations with your arms, please go ahead and do whatever variation your body is calling for. You might like to bring the crown of your head to the floor or to rest on top of a block. So I'm just going to walk my hands underneath my body, head to the floor. Just a couple more breaths here. Placing your hands down. Half lift, hands come to the hips, bending through your knees, and press yourself up to stand. Heel toeing your feet in just enough that your heels come under your hips with your toes turned out. And then we'll carefully, making any adjustments to your stance that is needed, lower down into garland pose. Dropping your hips down between your heels. And bringing your elbows to the insides of your knees, palms together. And gently pressing the knees, the elbows into the knees, and the palms in toward each other. Pressing your thumbs right into your breastbone. And once you've got this nice position, your hips are feeling a bit of a stretch, then taking your awareness to your spine. And try to really let your hips be heavy, and then lift into the crown of your head so you've got this nice kind of tractioning of the spine as you work into your hips as well. Good. And now slowly release. Coming down to the floor as gracefully as you can. A little hip mobility challenge. See if you can bring your hips to the floor. I'm going to go sideways for the next position because we're going to go from here into a forward fold as well. So just taking butterfly position first, nice big open and lengthening through your spine, and then lift and fold, coming to fold over your feet, dropping your elbows down to the insides of your legs, really focusing again on long spine as you stretch out and open through your hips. Good. And lifting up. And, option here to go into reclined butterfly. And if you like to do reclined butterfly over a bolster behind your back, you could do that as an option. Other option, we're going to do a bit of a chest and heart opener, which is to take the long edge of your spine right in between your shoulder blades and lay back over it, opening up through the throat. Completely optional, but it's a nice way to release through the upper back. So, from butterfly, taking the block behind you, aligning it on your spine, and you'll find a sweet spot. It shouldn't be so low that it kind of juts into your middle or lower back, just really right where your ribs attach, trying to align the block there, and then carefully lower your head back. Oh, I feel like I've got a block attachment to my head with my giant head claw. It's acting like a block support. And if you lay back and you think, it needs to go up a bit or down a bit, just making some adjustments. And then we'll hold here for about 5 to 10 breaths. Just really letting go through your upper body and your spine. Feeling your hips relaxing. And breathe. And just staying here for just a couple more breaths. And now to come out, we're going to bring our forearms to the floor. Carefully press yourself up just enough that you can slide the block out to the side. Lower your spine to the floor. Take a moment here in reclined butterfly. And then take your hands under your thighs and bring your knees together, bringing both feet to the floor. Getting ready for bridge pose now. So bringing your heels in nice and close toward your hips, arms down alongside your body, and lifting your hips. And then we're going to lower them down again, and we'll just lift and lower with our breath. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time lifting all the way up. Inhale, lift. Interlocking your hands under your body, drawing your shoulder blades in toward each other, pressing down into your feet and your forearms, and going into full bridge pose. So really pressing into your feet to lift your hips, squeezing through your glutes, feeling your hamstrings working, opening up through your chest. Staying here for about another 5 or so breaths, or option to explore walking your feet into the midline of your body and raising the right knee up, and either knee in the air or going full straight leg, reaching into your toes. Keep your hips lifting, a nice strengthening challenge. And then exhaling, lower that foot to the floor, change sides. Raise the left knee, left leg, pressing down strongly into your supporting foot. Exhale, release. Both knees to the floor, and both feet to the floor, but keep pressing and lifting into bridge. Couple more breaths here. And then slowly unraveling your shoulders, releasing your hands, and lower your spine to the floor, one vertebra at a time. Good. Take a breath here, allowing your knees to fall in toward each other. And then gently rock your knees from side to side, relaxing through your lower back, relaxing into your hips. Beautiful. Hugging your knees into your chest. And straighten out through your left leg, bringing your right knee across your body. Placing your left hand on top of your right thigh and turning to look to the right, raising your right arm out at shoulder height. And just gently working your knee and your shoulder down toward the floor. Softening through your belly. And return to center. Straightening out through the right leg as you bend the left knee, taking it across your body. Right hand to rest on top of the left thigh, and extending your left arm out at shoulder height.
Working your shoulder and your knee down toward the floor. Turning to look to the left, closing your eyes. Come back to center. Hug your knees in, making some circles with your knees. Massaging into your sacrum, your hip joints, and then opposite direction. And come back to center. Now lowering your feet to the floor, legs out straight, and making yourself comfortable in Shavasana. Taking any props that you would like for relaxation, implementing them to make yourself comfortable. And before we get started with relaxation, taking a moment to notice how your body feels after your practice. Noticing your mind. Maybe your breath feels a little bit more relaxed. And then just coming back to the intent of today's practice too, which was to feel a little bit more autonomy and confidence and independence in your practice. Just reflecting over the past 8 weeks and just checking in with yourself and noticing if you do feel a little bit more confident and independent in your practice and in yourself, hopefully. Now setting the intention for our relaxation. That you allow yourself this time to rest completely. And taking your breath and your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relaxing your toes. From your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet and feel your heels getting heavier. Relax your ankles, your calf muscles, and your shins. And softening into your knees. Relax your thighs, tops of your thighs, inner thighs and outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax the left hip and the right hip. Softening into your pelvis and softening into your belly. From your lower belly, up and around your navel, all the way up to your ribs and your diaphragm. Feeling your whole belly, your abdominal region to be soft and relaxed. Feeling as if the sides of your torso are melting down toward the floor. Relaxing into your chest, your ribs, and all the muscles in between each rib. Softening into your lungs and softening into your heart. Moving upwards to your shoulders,
Feeling your collarbones broadening, feeling your shoulders softening and relaxing, and releasing any tension stored between your shoulder blades. Relaxing your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Relaxing your wrists, your hands and your fingers. Now moving your awareness to your lower back, feeling your sacrum broadening and relaxing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feeling all the muscles either side of your spine relaxing and releasing. Your head is getting heavier and heavier as it rests against the floor. Relax into your face, your temples, your jaw. Softening into your mouth. Your lips are softly touching. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm, with nothing else to do and nowhere else to be. Just rest. And coming back into awareness of your breath. Only your breath. Just really allowing yourself to experience the fullness of your breath as you inhale and exhale. And we'll add the mantra Gauranga to our outward breath, breathing in your own rhythm, saying the mantra in your own time, and saying it just audible enough that you can hear it. And as you say the sound, resting your mind and heart in this beautiful sacred mantra. So just beginning whenever you're ready. Let's do one more. Now coming back into your body. Gently wriggling your fingers and toes, rocking your head from side to side. And starting to stretch out into your limbs. And then rolling over onto one side, placing your hands underneath your face. Giving yourself some time to rest on your side. Now slowly pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll close off our practice by bringing our hands together in prayer position. Bowing to offer our respects to each other. And bowing once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.